told you.
I'm so sorry. You should have told me. What did you think I was going to say? I thought we were a team.
We are. But I don't know. Me and you were the closest thing to normal I had left.
You've been carrying that all by yourself. Thought of that breaks my heart. Why did you tell my dad?
Please don't blame me, Dad. I put him in a difficult position, Daniel. He kept asking me to tell you.
So how long has he known?
A week, maybe.
A week? He's spoken to me. He's looked me in the eye, all the while knowing that you would...
I made him promise, Daniel. It was my decision.
No. No. It was his decision. He can't wait to interfere normally, preach his little homilies because he always knows best. But not this time, eh? Why? Because it didn't suit him. He didn't want to have the difficult conversation. He didn't even want to have it earlier.
That's not fair.
I needed him to do the right thing. The hard thing. For your sake, for my sake. And he didn't have the guts. He let me down again.
Daniel, don't!
Go on! Clear off, just like you always do.
So what's the score? Dad?
She's conscious, lucid.
No, I mean, I'm thinking about the bigger picture. Dad, talk to me, please.
She has a chance.
A chance? What do you mean, what kind of a chance?
I can't give you any odds. You were the bookmaker, not me. But from what I can gather, either outcome is possible.
Who is she? She's 24, 25. She got a baby on the way. We could have discussed it. We could have come to a decision. Yes.
It was Sinead's decision. And with my past meddling, how could I gainsay her? Or you, or anybody?
I could have talked to her.
It wouldn't have done any good. You'd have been suffocated by it like I was.
So, what happens now?
It takes its course, regardless.
I wouldn't dissent from my colleague's opinion. Your faint was most likely caused by low blood pressure arising from your pregnancy and possible anemia.
And that was because of the bleeding?
Most likely. But the good news is you should be well enough to go home tomorrow.
Well enough. She's got cancer. You should be working round the clock to treat it.
I asked him to hold off treatment.
What?
The baby's sick.
How does you getting sick help our child?
If I started the treatment too early, it'd mean I'd have to have a termination.
And if you start too late?
It's a chance I'm willing to take.
Well, I'm not. I can't believe that you even approved this.
It's not a matter of approval. We laid out all the alternatives to your wife.
There are no alternatives. You go ahead and do whatever it takes to get her well again.
Sinead was offered a termination, which would have allowed us to commence radiotherapy immediately, but she declined.
Daniel, listen to me. I want to see our baby grow up. And now that I'm in my second trimester, I can start chemo this week. This way, the baby will survive, and so can I.
If she had a termination now, would it improve her chances?
It would allow us more options to pursue the most aggressive forms of treatment, yes.
Can you give us a minute?
Of course.
Sinead, I know that you think you're doing the right thing, but this is insane. You need to have a termination and start the strongest available treatment right now.
I can't.
And I can't lose you. I wouldn't survive. If you loved me...
Don't say that.
No, it's true. If you really loved me, you wouldn't risk leaving me. You'd do everything and anything you could to get well again.
I only hope Daniel can forgive me.
I don't think he's giving you much thought at the moment, to be honest.
But he will, if the worst happens. If you're looking for a scapegoat, and he won't have to look very far.
Well, I suppose that comes down to whether he thinks that telling him earlier would have made any difference.
That implies rational thinking. And that's the first thing out of the window when you lose somebody. Especially at that age, when that depth of hurt is new.
Anyway, there's no good us speculating.
You know, when your mother died, I thought I'd never recover. And it wasn't just losing her, it was the overwhelming injustice of it.
Yeah, well, we all felt that.
Oh, you were protected by your age to some extent, and I'm glad about that. But for me, a young man, near enough Daniel's age, to fall victim to such a cruel and unusual punishment, and to see death so near, and lack the life experience to process it, you fall into a kind of madness.
I'm not saying abortion isn't right. For some people, yeah, of course it is. But after I had mine, I saw the consequences for you and I couldn't live with myself. I swore I'd never go down that road again.
You didn't know that your life was going to be on the line. We can always try again for another baby, but there'll be no bringing you back.
If I had a termination and started treatment, it'd make me infertile. That'd be it for us.
Then we'd adopt. Do you really think that I care about that next to losing you?
I understand what you're saying. I don't want to die. But I've thought about it a lot. Well, I've thought about nothing else.
Then think some more, because there is absolutely no way that you could possibly conclude that this is a good idea.
Look, fast forward 12 months from now, right? Imagine you're in a burning building with our baby in your arms.
This is irrelevant.
No, it's not. You're in that burning building. And there's a very good chance you'll get out if you leave the baby. But there's also a chance, yeah, a smaller one, I admit that. But there's also a chance you can both get out. What would you do?
It's not the same thing.
It is to me. I know you might not understand, but I'm the one who's got our baby growing inside him. I'm the one who is dependent on, and I'm the only one who can nourish it and protect it. I can't abandon our baby.
Well, you'd sooner abandon me.
That's not the choice.
It could be. And it's not just your choice to make. You're my wife. That's my kid. I've got a say. You have to do what's best for you.
This is best for me.
The idea of termination. It breaks my heart. I've run the whole movies up here. Taken stabilisers off its bike and watched them wobble down the road. Heard the bedroom door slam when they're a teenager. I had a lump in my throat at their graduation. I don't want to say goodbye to any of that any more than you do. But you've got to have a termination.
I don't know, in here, it just doesn't feel right. And I'm sorry. Daniel? Daniel, wait, please!
What are you doing?
Is he in?
You mean Dad?
Somehow that doesn't feel very appropriate.
Just wait. Move! Wait! Stop. Okay, just stop and take a breath. Just calm down. And remember what happened last time you two had a row.
He needs to face up to what he's done.
I understand how angry you must feel at the whole world, but it's not fair to take all that out on one old man. He didn't give Sinead cancer.
He stood by and did nothing.
Yes, he knows. And you screaming at him won't make it any clearer, and it certainly won't help your wife.
She dies. I'll never forgive him.
I understand. But we're a long way from that scenario.
No, we're not. She's stage 3B, and she's not had any treatment yet. He knew all of that, and he said nothing.
Why has she not had any treatment?
She delayed it so that it wouldn't hurt the baby. Because she's determined to go through with this pregnancy, even if it kills her. No!
Oi.
No!
Come here.
No!
It's okay. So sorry.
Oh. This is where it ends because of him. He finally got what he wanted.
No, Daniel, listen. Listen. That's not true. I won't try and pretend he's handled it well, but he's worried sick in there. He's worried sick about you and what this is going to mean for you and him.
Me and him. Did Sinead happen to feature at all in his concern?
Yes, of course she did. He wants her to get well as much as anyone.
If he wanted her to get well, he should have said something. He never wanted us to be together. Never.
No, you can't really believe that he wants her to die. She put him in an impossible situation. I'm the last person in the world to defend him. I was 6 when he packed me and Susan off to Scotland. 6 years old. With a hug, a Mars bar, and no explanation. Then nothing. I mean, yeah, his Christmas and birthday presents was nothing I'd want. Because I was a stranger to him, he didn't know me. And we stopped waiting for the day that he fetches home. Of course, when that day came, guess what? We didn't want to go. It was too late. It was way too late.
It's the story of his life.
But you know what? I've come to feel sorry for him. He was never a family man. He played away before me and Susan could walk. But that's who he was. Just wasn't cut out for it.
Took the easy option. Put himself first, as per usual. Why do we keep letting him get away with it?
He's got away with nothing. He's had to live with his choices. He's had years to reflect on them.
Do you want me to feel sorry for him?
No. I want you to try and see things with a clear head, that's all.
Reflect on them. For all the good that it's done him. He's learned absolutely nothing. He's still making the same mistakes. He's still letting his family down.
He's flawed, yeah. But you show me somebody who isn't. You tell me somebody who doesn't spend every day fighting the same temptations, trying not to walk into the same old traps they'd set themselves years before. I mean, look at me. I've got away from here once or twice, but here I am again, on the backyard of the same terraced house where I was born. Trying to undo 50-odd years of hurting the people who love me. Who says history doesn't repeat itself?
Sorry about the racket.
Oh, no, it's fine. She's got a good pair of lungs on her. Oh, sorry.
I doubt he's offended.
Oh, no, I was on about you.
Nah, he's lovely to me. But my nan reckons all babies look like Winston Churchill, especially when they're crying. Though yours might be the exception.
Oh, I've not had mine yet.
Wow. Carrying it well. I mean, I'm no Victoria Beckham now, but 3 days ago I looked like Kim Jong-un in a nightie.
No, I'm only 3 months.
Right. Everything all right?
Yeah, the baby's fine. What's his name?
Kane. Not after Harry mind. City till we die. Him and all. But we don't know it yet.
Still, that's not the curse it used to be. It's a nice name.
A bit different without it being a fruit or veg, or the place you conceived. Droylsden's not really got a ring to it.
Is he first?
Yeah. And halfway through 26 hours of labour, he were definitely going to be my last.
How do you feel now?
Scared. I've been responsible for him. I finally feel like a grown-up.
I'm sure you'll manage.
Well, don't get me wrong, it's well exciting. Every time I look at him, I think, I did that. Or half of it. I made this little human. If I do now else with the rest of my life, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, I know I've done something worthwhile. And nobody can take that away from me. But you've got all this to come.
Yeah, I have.
I couldn't care if he suffers. I really don't. Totally indifferent.
You don't sound indifferent. And he's certainly not indifferent to you. You cut him adrift, and you'll regret it. When there's no one doing it, believe me, I know that feeling. Daniel, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Just a chance I'll have to take.
With Sinead as well. Because if she's determined to keep the baby, you have two alternatives as far as I see it.
Enlighten me.
You stick to your guns. You refuse to accept her decision. You spend the next few months apart. Maybe a last few months.
It will be our last few
No,
months.
just wait, let me finish. So the other choice is you just agree to differ. You don't like a choice, but you accept it. You hold a hand. You go through this together. Whatever happens.
That's not fair.
Life's not fair. It's not fair for anyone. I wish it was, but it isn't, and you know that more than anyone now. So you can put yourself first, just like Dad did. Daniel, or you can stand by your wife and child. Look, I suppose what I'm trying to say is history doesn't always have to repeat itself.
Thank you.
What for? I just...
Told it as you saw it.
I heard. How long were you there?
Long enough. And you were right for the most part.
I'll remind you, you said that.
You know, I think in the end, you've grown up faster than I did, and I'm proud of you for that.
Now, let's not get carried away, Dad. We're both past masters at do as I say, not as I do.
Not anymore. I'm an old man, yes, but I'm not too old to change.
Sound like Scrooge on Christmas morning.
I'm serious, Peter. I have to change because I'm guilty as charged. I am self-absorbed. I've been all my life. I was always the clever one, the protege. Put on a pedestal by my teachers when I was in short trousers. And I've never climbed down. Never had the courage. Too scared to challenge myself. And too selfish to deny myself. The days I put my needs above those of my family are over. You paid a heavy enough price for my sins, both of you. And I swear, I'm going to use whatever time and strength I have left to put things right. And if that means I have to be the yardstick for everything Daniel despises, so be it. I'll make that sacrifice for the sake of his happiness. Because I won't let him make my mistake. He'll be the man I should have been. I know he will.
Sorry.
Me too. Promise I'll never leave you again.
And I won't ever leave you. I love you. And I love our baby, and I'm not going anywhere.
I love you too.
If you've been affected by Sinead and Daniel's story, you can visit itv.com/advice for support information. Next, this Monday evening, stay with us for the series finale of Strangers.